All right, Try. That's it for today's study group. That was part 3 of the 3-part series for DSM week this week. But forget all that. People want to know, did you like this group? Not like this group? People, part 3, you don't need all that. Honest feedback.
Hey, Ray, I wanted to thank you for taking the time to create all of these groups. The sessions and the material that you provided us has allowed me to take a different approach when it comes to breaking down the questions, applying, the helping process, thinking about the code of ethics, trying to work your way backwards. These are all processes that have, helped me to, I believe, get better scores on my practice exams. So I wanted to thank you for that.
No, absolutely. Thank you for attending. I appreciate you. And, sometimes just with learning with anything, it could just, a different perspective can help. And I know if you guys heard me say this before, not just this when it comes to learning social work related material, anything. Talk to me like I'm 4, make it simple, don't confuse me. And if it needs to be a bit more complex, still break it down into digestible bits and pieces and information so that I can identify the more complex way it needs to be presented and whatnot. So yeah, sometimes it just takes a different perspective, and I'm just giving y'all the Ray perspective. So definitely glad that you're finding value out of it.
So Ray, I would like to give you a feedback.
Okay.
I just want to tell you, thank you for this that you're doing. And I just want to tell to all the social workers out there that have been trying to pass this test that because I've tried so many times, and this is the first time I feel confident on how to approach the questions. It's not about learning something and memorizing it, or like in the past, I tried so many other ways, but this way, it's not only helping me to pass the test, but it's also helping me to realize so many things that I needed to improve when I do my work. So I really want to thank you. I mean, I don't probably have the words to say it, but if there's a social worker out there, regardless of if you have an accent or from whatever culture or background you have, I mean, this is I feel like I'm unified with all of you, in the group. I'm really getting it in the thought process. That's what I meant to say, how to think for these questions. And again, this exam definitely does not define, for all of you that are there over 10 years practicing and having such a successful career. This exam is just a reassurance, for us. It reassures how capable and how wonderful part of humanity we constitute, to create change, to help others, and like you, to go out of your way to do so many things, even with the hours of the group. Ray, I see you. I mean, you're giving the best of the best. So I really want to thank you for that, and to everyone in the group also. Thank you.
No, I appreciate that. And it's not just my time, it's your time as well. And how I approach things, I add value first, and then everything else comes after that. And I want to make sure that I'm adding the value for the groups. And when it comes to this exam as a whole, it requires a different way of thinking. And I say that not because it just sounds good, but it's true. It requires a different way of thinking. And like you were speaking to, from my perspective is, if I want to know how good a social work a person is, what is the feedback they get from their clients? And what is the feedback they get from their coworkers? That's going to tell me the quality of social worker the person is. With this exam, because it requires a different way of thinking, it's applying information that we already do, but putting it in a more structured, formatted, hey, real quick, you're in this quick scenario, limited options, how do you respond? And it's in real life, we can respond appropriately, but it's different when we're limited with our options. And again, different way of thinking. So just as a reminder to show ourselves grace. So we got this. We're a child, we're together, and we're here. We're gonna get better. We're gonna get that license. We're gonna pass and continue on our social work journey. So it's all good.
Hey Ray, this is Angel. I want to say thank you for the confidence. I have been watching you all week. I've been watching you for a minute, but I've been watching you all week with studying, preparing for my test tomorrow. But what I want to kind of contest to is all of my friends who have been watching you and who I've sent your videos to, they have went and taken their tests and they have passed their exams. So in the past 2 weeks, my best friend passed hers. The month before that, one of my sorority sisters passed hers. So they are passing with your information and with your guidance, and I'm next. So thank you so much for everything, for simplifying it in a way that we can learn it and apply it. That AOTIA and that Go PJ is my best friend. So thank you so much for everything that you do.
No, absolutely. And shout out to the friends, and you next up. It's all good, And again, this is just the Ray perspective one of talk to me like a 4, simplify it, organize it for me. And sometimes the biggest thing is giving our mind time to just adjust to it, to be honest, because it's different, right? How about the answer? And this goes for anyone listening, not just anyone in the Zoom room, but anyone in the YouTube sphere listening to this. Sometimes it could just be a bit more practice. And that's why I say at least 2 practice questions a day. Go slow, right? It's not about, oh, I did 50 million questions today, but did we understand why they were correct and why the incorrect answers were incorrect, right? Why they were incorrect and why the correct ones were correct. Go slow. What is this question asking? What are these answer choices saying? And picking the answer choice that addresses what the question is actually asking and the issues within the question. Go slow. And always keeping our role as a social worker in mind. It's like these are things that we kind of know, but it helps when we emphasize these things and say, no, I see the mind going over here, the mind, oh, what about that? No. Remember, stay locked into just right here. What is the question asking? What are the answer choices saying? Keeping our role as the social worker in mind when responding to this situation. As a social worker, what's appropriate, just appropriate to do first, next, the overall best option, or the most appropriate, most effective option to do, given this scenario that you're in. And remember, keep your role as a social worker in mind. When we look at it from that frame, it just tends to help. And it can just be additional practice. So getting those 2 practice questions a day and that 1 practice exam a month. So you got this. You're going to be a part of the friend group, like, hey, we passed, you got y'all's, now we passed, so it's all good. We all going to pass, get that license. So definitely glad you're here and getting value out of the groups.
Well, first, I want to say thank you so much for this group, because it gave me the opportunity to show myself that I know a lot of the information and to polish the information that I don't know and that I am not sure about. And I want to thank you because I feel very empowered. I have taken the test 3 times already, and I have been studying by myself, attending other groups, but I don't know why this time I feel different. I feel like I am more secure about taking the test, and yes, I cannot wait to tell you my results and when I take the test. And yeah, I want to say thank you to everybody for the questions, because those questions really help me also to show, oh yeah, I know this information already. I know that my thought process was right, or no, it wasn't right. It is like that. So yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. Appreciate you for being here. And I mean this when I say it's not just myself. Like I may be the face of it, and shout out to Ellie and L. If you're to the study group, you'll know the origin behind them. That's for us to know, and those that never tend to ever find out. But it's not just me. And like you were speaking to, there's other people in the group that's like, oh, I have a way to remember this, or oh, have you tried this method, or this is something, or even accommodations that I get, or when I study, I kind of approach it this way. And then definitely in our Facebook group where we're just helping and supporting each other. So I think that's definitely a big factor, because it's not just you're helping out people in the group as well. It's not just me. So when it's not just myself, when it's other people, when you have a team, it's like you can't lose. That's a lot of support to help us through these challenging times. So definitely glad you're hearing the fact that we got this trial. You got this. So definitely let us know when you pass so we can celebrate you.
I just want to say thank you so much, Ray. Taking your courses, it's just helped me so much to be much more confident in myself. And as I told you, anytime my aunt, who's the former principal of a university, says that your material is good and to stick with you, I'm definitely going to stick with you, because she knows education, she knows learning, right? And she knows great material. So I just want to say you give so much for a reasonable price, and it's so effective, it's so beneficial, and you literally take the time. We've been in session since 11 a.m. It's now about to be 4 p.m. So thank you for the time you dedicate to us, for being committed to assisting us with passing our exam. And just like everyone else, it's about to be my time to pass the exam as well, and I hope we all are able to pass. So I just really appreciate you for assisting me in developing this confidence to take the ASWB exam. So thank you.
Absolutely. And appreciate the shout out. And that's just how I approach things. Add value first, everything else comes after it. And if it means answering an additional question or two, if it means just really fully breaking something down, again, talk to me like I'm 4. Break it down, so that we can understand it. And I'm gonna emphasize this again for us. Sometimes, because this exam requires a different way of thinking than we're used to, because I remember internships and papers throughout my social work journey. Just doing those 2 practice questions a day, we're feeling wild and crazy. We want to step it up to 3, 4, 5, cool, but still doing those 2 questions the next day and 1 practice exam a month. And then utilizing the support of our tribe, because just because we can do something alone, why if we don't have to? It tends to be an easier journey when we got the support of everyone. So definitely glad you're here. And we're just going to keep going. We got the support, we got the tools, and we're just going to go from there and get what's ours, which is that passing that licensure exam. So we got this.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right, child. Thank you all for attending today's study group. We got this. We're going to stay locked in, stay consistent with our questions, doing our practice questions, and that 1 practice exam a month. We got this. All right, I'll see you next study group.